Are truck and SUV, and car prices, of course, still over MSRP? Who still has markups? Because that's so last year. So I'll tell you who still has markups. People who are out of their mind. Because smart dealers aren't going to try any nonsense, knowing that we're on the verge of being able to buy online, and that's going to control them anyways. So get your reputation set and solid now. If you're smart dealers, this is giving you free advice to help you stay alive and stay afloat. But I'll tell you who can't deal with over MSRP unless they're out of their minds. 186 days of days of inventory at Dodge, 186 days. It means it takes 186 days on average to sell a vehicle that from the time it comes in to the time it leaves, takes 168 days at Dodge. Chrysler, 135. And you can see the brands down here versus the days in inventory. The whole time dealers are paying interest on these vehicles. So Dodge should be unbelievably motivated to move metal. Mind you, they're not getting a whole lot of aid right now from the brand. So just wait, because dealers will kick and scream and cry until Dodge fixes this problem. Okay, right now at Ford, my dealer, I've got $23 million of inventory that we pay, we pay interest, our dealership pays interest on our business every month. Now, at the end of the year, I want my dividend to be good. And I don't want vehicles sitting around. So I'm motivated, and I'm motivated to motivate others to make metal move. And Ford is helping. Smart brands are doing like Ford's doing. We're just a month ago, 7.99% interest on an Escape down to 2.99% interest. You will save thousands if you're financing. $5,500 off on the F-150, something like $5,000-ish off a Ford Edge. There are deals to be had. And if your dealership doesn't seem like there's any deals to be had, look online, take your phone out, even right in front of them. Tell them you need to make a phone call. Go look online. Make sure you get those manufacturer rebates. Offer them, tell them, look, online, there's this rebate, but smart brands have rebates. I can tell you, inventory is getting, for some, higher than it ever has been. Now, our dealership said yes and actually made an active effort to get more vehicles because we want selection for our customers. We want them to be able to pick the motor with the color and the equipment of choice and have it available right frickin' meow. And as such, we want everyone to be a happy kitty here. So as such, it's part of the reason why we have such inventory, because the real story at Ford, now let's see, where's Ford? Help me out here on this list.
It's just there.
Ford has 95 days of inventory. That's about half as much days of inventory as Dodge. So we're paying about half as much interest as a dealer, and still Ford knew it was time to drop those prices. And remember, prices can be dropped either from a rebate, which is pretty obvious to save you thousands. If there's a $5,000 rebate, you're saving $5,000. But do keep in mind that interest rates, when they're lower, right now, let's say your average interest rate across all brands and models is almost 10%. It's like 9.95%. And what dealers are really paying on that, and manufacturers and everyone, money that they borrow, they're borrowing on about 5.5% to 8%, whether they're a dealer or a manufacturer. So, smart manufacturers want to pay less interest and they want that metal to move. So if they're offering you 2% or 3% interest, but they're paying 5.5%, they're paying for the difference. So that's a form of a rebate. Do keep that in mind. So that's what's going on with prices. Prices are absolutely dropping. Only insane dealers have markups. Only insane brands are putting their dealers in a situation where they can easily have markups. And that's why over at Toyota and Honda, when they have record high production, so at the very end of the list, that's bad. Thank you for the help, Maddie. Our Vanna White right here. So Marie's showing it to us. This end of the chart, you're less likely to get a good rebate. really less likely. And it's crazy because Toyota has record high production. Honda's having some of their best in regards to volume units. They're producing some of the almost more vehicles than they ever have. Toyota, if I'm not mistaken, they are having their best volume production number of units built ever. But they're not, for whatever reason, a little suspicious if you ask me, they're not sending enough to the North American market. And oddly, they make less money in the Canada and US, in the North American and Mexico, in the North American market. So it's just, it smells a little fishy. Not in this room, but I mean in the auto market when you're at near record high or record high production. But then some regions, some countries have very few vehicles when they used to have a lot. Well, that's the type of situation. Scarcity makes people scared. Buy even if the price is bad. And that's what's going down at this, more so at this end of the chart. You're much more likely to get screwed. That's the real deal right there, because only vehicles that are really over MSRP, here's the truth, the only vehicles that are over MSRP are vehicles that are really rare. So Toyota, almost all the vehicles are really rare. So that's a major problem right there. And I might check one out, but I definitely would not buy if they're trying to, gouge me, price gouge. If they're trying to rip me off, screw me, that type of thing. I don't want any of that happening. I'm a married man. I don't do that outside of my home. So let's go and check this out. What vehicles? I don't have it here, but a Dodge Hellcat, the Dodge Challenger Hellcat, one for sale online. There's a dealer asking over $100. They've got $100,000 of markup. The vehicle's supposed to be about 135, and they're in the 300,000 range. And I can't believe I didn't connect that. But even rare used vehicles like this Ferrari Maranello, Ferrari Maranello, best attempt I can at saying this properly. Gorgeous vehicles, one of my childhood dream vehicles. I've heard one of these in real life in my hometown go by, and I think that's what had me convert from being a boy to a man. I think I had a moment right there where I was like, I think what just my anatomy has just shown to me that I am now a man when this thing went by. The sound was incredible. But look here, they've dropped the price by $50,000. And Hellcats in my area, they're asking MSRP, and they're not selling. Just the same. They've been on sale for months. I've been looking at them for months. You've got these Dodge Challenger Hellcats at MSRP, not moving. So dealers that are asking even on a rare vehicle like the Hellcat, trying to get an extra $100,000 out over MSRP on the customer, they're just crazy. That's just crazy. They love paying interest, and they figure, no, we've already paid so much interest on this vehicle. We got to make it back. At some point, realize
just let go.
Just let go. Yeah, the game's over. They're not the dealers that do this type of thing. They're not my friends. I won't call them my friends. But it's done. Move on. We're not there anymore. That's so last year. Can you say it? Because you're a high school. You're a high school or a college cheerleader. You're a cheerleader. Yeah, both. Yeah, okay, so
not that long. It doesn't count.
Just the same. Please entertain me and say that's so last year or last season.
Normally the expression is so 2023, and we're almost at 24.
Yeah, it's so 2022. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the help there.
Could be 22 too.
I felt like I was pulling teeth to get that out of you.
Beginning of 23 too.
Now, for people who critique and think that Marie should give the international sign, you need to teach Marie the international sign for having been kidnapped, because she sits here and doesn't talk much. I get that comment pretty often, or something very similar to it. It's that Marie has an accent, and she's shy about it. But as time goes on, Marie's talking more and more.
Yeah, I try.
You try. And
depends on if I'm too tired on the evening. Sometimes I search the word a lot.
You sometimes tell me in advance, I can't talk tonight. I'm too tired.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
If it will be in French, I will talk a lot.
And
you will be tired to hear me.
And I don't force you, because I have not kidnapped you.
No.
So there we go.
you
can confirm to everyone that you're not kidnapped.
fine.
You're here. You're not here against your will.
No.
You're here willingly.
I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
here because I want.
Thank you. Thank you so much for clarifying that for our viewers that just can't get a grip on how a beautiful woman can be sitting quietly beside me. Now, even on the used market, folks, here's another example. Used market. You got this beautiful Porsche Macan that I'm almost tempted to sell the Lightning and buy this. So Marie drives around in this and I take back the Bronco because I want the Bronco back. That machine is incredible, folks. $39,900 and it was $44,900. So used market
Canadian.
Prices have gone down tremendously. Canadian. Used market, huge price drop. New market prices have gone down. And let's check out a last little bit of evidence for this. Here we go. You've got your average listing price for new vehicles at $47,215 US dollars. Total inventory, 2.4 million vehicles in inventory. Average days of supply at 67 days of supply. Smart dealers want to make units move unless they're at the next to no inventory end of the list. Use that list to see where you can shop and get a great deal. Prices have been going down, folks. Prices have been going down. The highest supply right now is for large trucks. Of course, gas goes up. Less people want large trucks. So you should be able to get a good deal on a large truck right now. And crossovers and sedans had some of the lowest supply because some people that would have bought a truck to kind of be, what is a much cooler and better looking van. It's for many, the truck is 2023 as, the van, the Windstar and all those Ford Windstar and all those vans from the 90s. A lot of people are buying trucks today because they just want it to move around the family and they find it very practical. How often do we actually absolutely need a truck? Like 4 times a year?
I would say not that much, but when we want it, we're happy to have it when we need it.
Absolutely. So new prices going down, used prices going down. It's not a horrible time to buy. It's a good time to buy. It was better 2 months ago because, trades, for those who have trades, your trades were worth more. Trades are going to go down. They're going to continue to go down. So I'd say trade now while you have good rebates on your new vehicle or you're buying a new used vehicle. Well, the price just dropped on it. And, trade in your vehicle or sell it yourself before prices drop more on it. So if you're watching last live, not last week, but the week before, we did deal and fix the shaky camera issue. And hopefully you're enjoying the audio. Let us know, what do prices look like in your area? Are you seeing, price drops? I can tell you my dealership for the used vehicles, like all the ones that we bought a few months ago at higher prices, we don't care the price we paid for them. We dropped that price. If we had it posted at a price from 4 months ago, we know the market's gone down. So there's a rebate on that. Now, vehicles we just bought, we don't need to adjust the price on because we just bought it at today's current correct market price. But prices on our trade-ins will go down. And remember, your trade-in is a vehicle that you should think of it as you're selling it, not just giving it away on a trade.